Now, the rule of thumb for head tilts is generally for girls, you can tilt it either way. For guys, you want to avoid tilting to the high side. But that's not always the case, and I'll show you some examples of each. Here's a low shoulder head tilt, and tilting her head toward the high shoulder. It's not only tilting your head to a high or low shoulder, but sometimes just forward or backwards. Here she's tilting forward, which is considered more masculine, if you will. And tilting her head backward. And this is the kind of thing that you wouldn't want to do for a guy. As I mentioned, typically we want to have the guy tilting his head toward the low shoulder rather than the high. And here's an example of the guy tilting his head toward the low shoulder. But here's the same guy with his head tilted toward the higher shoulder. So there's really no hard fixed rule on that. Sometimes you just have to go with what seems to be appropriate. It always bugs me when a photographer follows a rule rather than what's right for the particular situation or the person. When a person's arm is resting on the knee or something else, the shoulder will naturally be higher, and it's very normal for the person to tilt the head in that direction. When a person is leaning against something, it's very normal to tilt the head in the other direction for balance. When a person is leaning forward and resting on the near elbow, the rear shoulder will naturally go higher. And again, it's very natural and normal to tilt the head in that direction. So when you're out in nature or around in normal surroundings, an S-curve or a head tilt toward the higher shoulder can be a very normal and natural thing. So let's not get too hung up on rules. Now this is a case where tilting the head to the high side was not right for him. Tilting to the low shoulder was.